While on their way to the New World, Luffy's gang encounters countless naval fleets and there is no way out, and they decide to fight this naval fleet instead of trying to escape. However, when Luffy attacks a naval ship, it immediately disappears. Nami realizes that all the naval ships surrounding them are illusions created by this sea. Not stopping there, Luffy's gang continues to face other strange phenomena such as giant raindrops, giant snow showers and giant ice flows. These strange phenomena are not able to make life difficult for the Straw Hat Gang until they are faced with the sea being split in half. The three monsters of the Straw Hat Pirates plan to solve this problem with punches, kicks and slashing seawater, but eventually that crazy intention is eliminated and they use coup de burst to escape dangerous phenomena like this. However, they were struck by lightning. The next day the Straw Hat Pirates are tired of what happened yesterday and Sanji decides to cook them an epic meal. However, when Sanji finishes cooking one for the three clowns in the Straw Hat Gang, but they are disappointed because there are only plates and no food on the table. Chopper is frightened because he suspects that this sea has ghosts and Sanji suspects that they have eaten the food on the plate. Suddenly Sanji's soup pot also suddenly disappears strangely and they find a bug in the pot. This bug constantly eats all the cooking ingredients and it even eats up the whole stock of food ingredients. This caused Luffy and everyone to try to catch this gluttonous bug but were unsuccessful because even Frankie was wrestled by it on the ground. They ended up surrounding a spot to catch this bug and at that moment this bug suddenly turned into a giant girl and attacked Luffy's group. However, she is not Luffy's rival and she is thrown into the sea by Luffy. Then Sanji jumps into the sea to save her. After regaining consciousness, she was asked by everyone and Luffy said she is a very interesting person because she can zoom in and out of her body. She introduces that her name is Lily. She is a giant who ate the mini no mi devil fruit and can zoom in or out of her body. Plus she can shrink her body to get inside the enemy's body then zoom in to break the enemy's body. However, this didn't work for Luffy because instead of being shattered, Luffy would become huge if she used that move. Nami asked Lily why she was on their ship and Lily said she was waiting for her father but the inclement weather put her on their ship. Then Lily suddenly realizes she has to go rescue her father but she is wasting her time on this ship. People ask what kind of person Lily's dad is and she says her dad named Pans Fry is a chef who can cook a lot of delicious food and make it like a foodie paradise, which makes Luffy excited. Robin seems to know about Lily's dad and says he is a heroic chef, because he stole food from the government and navy to cook for the hungry. Lily told them that she and her father had both been pirates for a long time and that her father was wanted for 320 million belly for repeatedly stealing food from the government and navy. However, recently Lily's father went missing and she learns he is being captured by the navy and is on his way to impel down. She overhears that the navy will be transporting her father through these waters. Then she thanks everyone and asks them for an empty bottle so she can move to save her father. However, Luffy and the others show interest in helping Lily rescue her father because they want to eat food cooked by a heroic chef. This touched Lily and thanked them. At this time a submarine appeared in these waters. The owner of the submarine was named Shuzo and he was communicating with his superiors that he knew that the navy was going to ferry Pans Fry through these waters. He will personally destroy the pirate, but Shuzo's superiors say he should retreat to the headquarters to prepare a more thorough plan. If Shuzo acts on his own that leads to failure, he will have to die. At this time Luffy saw the naval ships escorting Lily's father through these waters, and they are about to fight to rescue Lily's father. Everyone is wondering why the navy escorted Pans Fry through these waters and why they sent 4 warships just to escort a pirate, which makes Luffy's gang have to plan carefully for the rescue of Lily's father. They split up into 2 teams to rescue Lily's father. The first team will draw the attention of the navy to distract and create an opportunity for the second team to infiltrate Lily's father's raft and rescue him. At this time the navy is interrogating Pans Fry about why he stole food from the world government. But Pans Fry tells the navy that he only took back what they had taken from the people instead of using it for the nobles of the world. At which point Brook and Robin attacked the navy for attention and Zoro and Sanji broke the chains that bound Pans Fry. The navy was surprised because they didn't know how they got here. Then they attacked Luffy's gang again. Lily ran to her father's place but at that moment the torpedo from the sea fired several shots in the face of Pans Fry and the navy ship. It was Shuzo's attack and his submarine fleet began to rise to the surface. Shuzo ordered his sheep to attack the navy's ship. Luffy inflated his body to block that attack, but this attack was Shuzo's move, causing Luffy to fall into the sea and be rescued by Zoro. At this point Vice Admiral Momonga recognized Shuzo because he was a great Navy soldier in the past. Momonga asks Shuzo why he is the one who caused the series of pirate robberies being escorted. Shuzo reveals the secret, which makes his subordinates angry, but he says he will kill them all so as not to reveal the secret. At this time Lily turned into a giant to attack Shuzo, but he was about to counterattack when Sanji arrived in time and blocked his attack. Shuzo then ordered his subordinates to attack Pan's Fry, but those attacks were stopped by Vice Admiral Momonga. Shuzo's army started advancing on the Navy ship to attack them and Pan's Fry. Momonga ran to attack Luffy and Shuzo, but he was stopped by Zoro. And Shuzo rushed to attack Luffy, but he counterattacked with Gatling gun moves. However, this move of Luffy did not hurt Shuzo. Then Shuzo attacked Luffy again. On board the Navy ship was very chaotic, and at this moment in the sea appeared tornadoes shooting up. Nami comes up with a way to save Pan's Fry and informs everyone that they will take advantage of this tornado to rescue Lily's father. Then Nami announces this plan to Sanji and she asks Franky to shoot the anchor on Pan's Fry's raft. Pan's Fry's raft is shot up by the tornado, and at that moment Franky uses coup de burst to help them escape, successfully escaping. Shuzo attacks the Navy, causing them heavy losses, and he continues to pursue Luffy's gang. Shuzo thinks back to the past he fought with his teammates if whoever wins will be an effective right-hand man for Boss Z. However, Shuzo lost to his comrade Ain. So Shuzo is confident after this riot he will inherit that throne in place of his comrades. After successfully escaping, Luffy's gang has anchored behind a rocky mountain and they heal Pan's Fry. Luffy asks Pan's Fry to cook heavenly food for him, but Chopper says he needs rest and Sanji kick Luffy. However, Lily's father says that he is fine to cook for Luffy and it is a great honor for him that Luffy saved their lives. However, Sanji says that even if he was okay they did not have ingredients to cook. Lily said that she picked up food that was dropped in the Navy ship while everyone else are fighting chaotically. Then they happily prepare ingredients together for cooking. Right now Shuzo's fleet discovers Luffy's gang is behind the Rocky Mountains and they prepare to attack Luffy's gang. However, this fleet ran out of torpedoes after the previous battle. But Shuzo's soldiers voluntarily sacrificed their ships for torpedoes and they prepared themselves to fight. Pan's Fry was suddenly attacked from behind. The submarines attacked, chaotically destroying the Rocky Mountains. Zoro and Sanji attack the submarines again and they realize it is not a torpedo and they think this is a stupid strategy. At this point Shuzo's main ship rises to the surface and Nami wonders why he can find them. Shuzo says that while Luffy's gang escapes, he attached the Verva card to Pan's Fry's raft and from there he was able to locate Luffy's gang. Shuzo said he was happy to meet this accursed pirate gang again and he would destroy all the pirates in the New World. The submarines kept attacking Luffy's group, then Pan's Fry moved forward to attack Shuzo but he was pushed backwards. Lily also moves forward to attack Shuzo and the result is also knocked out, causing her to almost crush Luffy's ship, but she manages to shrink her body. Shuzo jumps up to attack Pan's Fry but he is kicked into the rock by Luffy. Luffy continues to attack Shuzo but Luffy's attacks are neutralized by Shuzo and he is blown away by Shuzo to the ground. Luffy uses Bosashoku Haki to attack Shuzo but Luffy's Haki is unable to hurt him. Then Luffy is suddenly attacked by Shuzo's sheep with a Haki cannon and Shuzo says it is a cannon that ate the devil fruit. Shuzo knocks Luffy down along with Pan's Fry and he laughs contentedly. Lily shrunk her body and told Usopp to shoot her in Shuzo's mouth, however Shuzo found out and he used Luffy as a shield. Luffy woke up and said this wasn't over. Then Luffy suddenly turned into a giant because Lily had enlarged her body in Luffy's body. This surprised and impressed everyone by this great body of Luffy. Luffy silly thought everyone was shrunk, but Usopp explained to Luffy that Lily had gotten into his body and enlarged her body. Then Shuzo took the opportunity to attack Luffy from behind, but this attack was useless against Luffy. Shuzo kept attacking Luffy but Luffy switched to a Gear 2 state that made Shuzo's attacks have no effect on Luffy. Shuzo flew up using his strongest move to attack Luffy but he was kicked to the ground by Luffy with his sheep. As a result, Shuzo along with his sheep were defeated by the combination of Luffy and Lily. Then Shuzo along with his subordinates were tied under a rocky mountain. Luffy was glad to be about to eat heavenly food cooked by Pan's Fry, however the cooking ingredients were spoiled by Luffy after he used Gear 2. Nami says they can go where there are volcanoes and along the way will search for ingredients for this paradise meal. Pan's Fry's raft is repaired by Franky to continue the journey. Luffy's gang finds ingredients to cook paradise food together and they happily enjoy the feast together after the hard rescue. After eating, Luffy's gang has to break up with Lily and Pan's Fry and they promise to meet again one day. At this time the Navy has found Shuzo's place tied up. Shuzo asks how Momonga was able to find this place and he says he put this Verva card on Pan's Fry's body. This is how to track down pirates that Momonga learned from an old teacher, and now Momonga will escort Shuzo and his accomplices to impel down Navy Neo after learning that Shuzo has been captured. Ain asks Boss Z for permission to let her personally kill Shuzo to avoid Shuzo revealing Navy Neo's secret plan. However, Boss Z says there is no need to do that because he believes Shuzo will not reveal this secret plan. And now Z is about to carry out a plan to destroy all pirates in the New World. Z along with his subordinates are infiltrating a naval base, although the Navy tries very hard to stop Z's army. Z's subordinate commanders destroy the Navy. Two giant navies try to stop Z, however they are not Z's opponents and are easily defeated by Z with the weapon in his right arm made of sea stone. Z finally successfully infiltrates the naval base to seize Dyna Rock, at which point the naval admiral Kizaru appears and attacks Z along with his subordinates. Kizaru realizes that Z is his old mentor, but they continue to attack each other. Z says that Kizaru should not rely too much on the power of the Devil Fruit, and Kizaru tells Z to return the Dyna Stone to the world government. Z says that the Dyna Stone has a huge destructive power comparable to ancient weapons and he will take it anyway. Z seemed disadvantaged by Kizaru's attacks, but he eventually used the Dyna Stone and fired towards Kizaru, which caused a huge explosion that completely destroyed the island. However, Kizaru was not injured and Z went missing in this terrible explosion. Z's teammates were worried and started looking for him. Towards the Straw Hat Pirates, Luffy and his teammates were having a very happy party. Suddenly Chopper collapsed to the ground, making everyone think he was poisoned. Everyone's suspicion was right because Chopper inhaled Usopp's pesticide and everyone told Usopp to stop the act of spraying pesticides. At this time everyone saw that this snowfall and snowflake crumbs accidentally fell on the piece of meat Luffy was eating, which made Luffy think that the bitter piece of meat was caused by Usopp's pesticide. However, Nami realized this was not snow and it was volcanic ash, which surprised everyone. Chopper was annoyed that his feathers were stained with volcanic ash, so Robin asked Chopper to bathe with her. Brook also wanted to bathe with Robin, but he was rejected by Robin. Nami was puzzled because the permanent magnet needle behaved strangely and pointed in the direction of the falling volcanic ash. So Nami and Usopp won't let their ship head to the island the magnet is headed to. However, Luffy saw the magnet needle pointing to the island where volcanic ash fell and asked their whole gang to go to that island. At this point Luffy saw an unconscious person washed up on the sea and it was Z. Luffy and Chopper go down to the basement to save Z, however Luffy loses his strength when he touches Z's seastone arm. So Sanji and Usopp have to pull Z ashore with Luffy's incapacitated arm. They finally save Z and Chopper says that he is only unconscious and not life-threatening. However, Nami suspects Z is a bad person because he has many wounds and he owns a weapon arm made of sea stone. Everyone shares one suspicion with Z, but Chopper still wants to heal him and everyone finally supports Chopper. After being treated, Z woke up and thanked Chopper. Luffy said that Z's seastone arm really impressed him. Z said that this seastone arm was made by a mad Navy scientist when Z had one arm cut off by pirates. It has very strong firepower and it overpowers the Devil Fruit Eaters. Luffy says that if Z is the Navy then they will be in danger because they are pirates. Z immediately punches Luffy out in everyone's confusion. Then Zoro and Sanji both rush up to attack Z, but he seems to be a very difficult person to deal with. By this time Z's subordinates had found his place on Luffy's ship via the Verva card. They say they will confiscate Luffy's ship and start attacking the others on Luffy's ship. Franky is bound by Bins with his Moza Moza no Mi Devil Fruit power. Bins is the one who can manipulate plants. Brook, Chopper and Usopp are also bound by Bins with his powers. Chopper attacks Ain, but Chopper is counterattacked by Ain using the Modo Modo no Mi Devil Fruit ability. Nami attacks Ain and as a result she is also counterattacked by Ain. Robin uses his ability to control Ain, but Nami tells Robin to revoke Hana's Devil Fruit ability. However, Robin was hit by Ain's ability. Ain said that she was a reverser and each time she used this ability would reverse for 12 years. Then Ain also used this reverse ability on Brook, but nothing seems to have changed much. At this point Luffy Zoro Sanji was knocked out of the field by Z and Z was grabbing Luffy with his wing. The sea kicker rendered him helpless. After which Z released Luffy after learning Luffy was Garp's grandson. However, Z orders his fleet to destroy Luffy's ship. The ship is under intense attack, however Franky is tied up and unable to use the coup de burst. Luffy unties Franky and tells Z that their war is not over. Then they use coup de burst to escape Z's onslaught. At this time the Navy is meeting about the events caused by Z. The Navy is protecting Endpoint from pirates, but Z has used Dyna Stone to destroy the first Endpoint. Z's goal is to destroy 3 endpoints and that will destroy all the seas in the New World. Kizaru thinks that Z died after the explosion of Dyna Rock, however Z is still alive and continues his dangerous plan. Everyone in the Navy knows in the past Z was a former Admiral of the Navy and Z will not stop the plans he had set. So Akainu asked the entire Navy to hunt down Z to stop Z's crazy plan and recover the Dyna Stone with all their might. Kobe is skeptical about the news that 3 endpoints are destroyed. The New World will be destroyed. Garp insists that this news is true and Garp understands that Z's plan is to destroy 3 endpoints to wipe out all pirates. But this also destroys innocent people. Garp says Z used to be his friend and Z is a former Navy admiral, but because of a major incident Z has changed completely. At this time the Luffy group drops anchor and stops at an island. Luffy says he will chase Z. Frankie says he will need some time to fix Thousand Sunny. Chopper is upset and apologizes to everyone for saving Z so this happened. However, everyone comforts Chopper and says that he is not at fault for this. Then they want to find Z to avenge Thousand Sunny and they can return to their original state. So Nami says they need to have a plan to gather information about Z and the Neo Navy. An old man looks at Luffy's group's ship and guesses that they were attacked by Z, which surprises Frankie and Luffy. The old man's niece says that there are many pirate ships destroyed by Z docked here to repair ships. The old man is very fond of people who venture to the New World in search of their dreams. So the old man will give Luffy's group the most powerful equipment that makes Luffy excited. However, Nami says that they need to gather information about Z first. So they need to go shopping for new costumes to prepare for the information gathering plan. Nami's group is shown by the old man's niece how to go to the next island to shop and they move to that island by train. Upon arriving on that island, Nami assigns Robin Usopp Chopper to go with her to collect information, and Luffy Zoro Sanji Brooks' group will wait here. Luffy's group goes to take a hot spring bath to relax, but it seems Luffy and Brook are not okay because they eat the devil fruit. Luffy said that because he was impressed by Z's weapon so Luffy lost and he was going to defeat Z soon. Their conversation was heard by Aokiji and Aokiji said that he had been waiting for Luffy's group here to the point of frustration, which surprised them and fell backwards. Luffy and the rest prepare to fight Aokiji, but Aokiji says that he is not here to fight Luffy's group. Then they talk and Aokiji says that although he has left the Navy, he still wants to see how the path that Z has chosen will play out. Aokiji suggests to Luffy's group that Z is on this island, then he says goodbye to Luffy's group. On Nami's side, Robin becomes a famous dancer. Chopper disguises himself as a shoemaker. Usopp dresses up as a manager. Nami disguises as a waitress. They gather and ask each other about Z's information collection, however they have not collected information news of Z. Nami continues to work as a waitress and she subtly asks a drunk Navy for information about Z. Nami learns that Z is on this island and knows about Z's plans to destroy Endpoint. However, a naval commander becomes suspicious of Nami when she asks for information about Z. At which point Nami blames Usopp for being wrong, causing her to do so. Things get chaotic and Robin uses his powers to stop the Navy commander, then escapes with Nami. They run halfway and Usopp shoots out the branches of the demon tree to stop the Navy from pursuing, however that is not possible. Then the Nami group ran to Luffy's group and Luffy broke out Haoshoku Haki, causing all the Marines to fall. Luffy asked the captain of the Navy about Z's location and he learned that Z was on the other side of the island. At this time Z had finished arranging the Dyna stones around the second endpoint. At the same time the naval army was trying to round up Z, but they were all easily defeated by Z with his powerful sea stone weapons. Z finally successfully destroyed the second endpoint and he said that the world was about to witness a beautiful dawn. At this moment Luffy ran over and attacked Z, but he blocked Luffy's attack with his sea stone arm. Zoro and Sanji also rushed up to attack Z's 2 subordinate commanders. Luffy switched to Gear 2 attacking Z but was blocked by him with Haki. Z then fired a barrage of bullets and lasers at Luffy. Luffy was confident that Z's attacks didn't work on Luffy because he was a rubber man. Then Z fired one bullet made from sea rock, causing Luffy to collapse on the ground. Z said that this sea stone bullet gun restrained those who ate the devil fruit. Their match caused the volcano to continue erupting, destroying the areas inhabited. A group of people are in danger but they are protected by Aokiji with his powers. The match between Sanji and Bins and the match between Zoro and Ain temporarily end because Bin and Ain use smoke bombs to retreat. At this point Z takes Luffy's straw hat and he says he will bury it with the pirate age. Luffy said it was the hat Shank gave Luffy until Luffy became the great pirate and Luffy had to protect it. Then Z grabbed Luffy with his sea-kicking arm and fired extremely powerful fire that knocked Luffy unconscious. At this time the volcano continued to erupt violently, causing Luffy's group to retreat to find a way out. Usopp shoots out a boat and they escape with that boat. However, the boat has no rudder, so they have fallen and are in danger. Aokiji uses his powers and stops the danger, but only temporarily. Soon the island was completely destroyed and luckily Luffy's pirates were on board to escape. Z says that he destroyed Endpoint and finally the pirate era will end. Kobe asks Garp what kind of person Z is. Garp says that Z has been a naval admiral in the past. He has more faith in justice than anyone else, so Z has trained excellent navies like Akainu Kizaru Aokiji and others, current vice admiral in the present. However, a terrible incident happened to Z. His family was murdered by a pirate. Sometime later, Z's fleet was attacked by a pirate with devil fruit abilities, so only he and his 2 students survived. However, Z had one arm cut off by the pirate. Around the time the pirate was given the position of Shichibukai, and from then on Z grew more resentful of the pirates and disappointed in the navy, after which he formed the Neo Navy with a plan to destroy all pirates by destroying Endpoint. At this point Aokiji appeared where Luffy's group was gathering and this surprised everyone. Aokiji reveals Z's plan to Luffy's group that he uses Dyna Rock to destroy 3 endpoints, which will cause an eruption reaction of the entire volcano in the New World and destroy them all. Brook does not understand what Dyna Rock is, so Robin explains to him that Dyna Rock has powerful explosive power when continued contact with oxygen and it is comparable to ancient weapons. And Usopp does not understand Endpoint, so Nami explained that Endpoint is 3 lava concentration sites. However, Nami suspects they do not exist. Robin also thinks that the world government has investigated and published rumors about Endpoint as not true. Aokiji explained that Endpoint is real and the world authorities realized its danger, so published the Endpoint rumor as not true. This would be very dangerous if the pirates believed the Endpoint was real. Currently Z has destroyed 2 endpoints. If he destroys the last endpoint, then the New World will perish. Luffy says that he just wants to defeat Z and get back the Straw Hat to continue his journey to become the Pirate King. Then they leave. The old man at this harbor distributes the strongest equipment to them, and these equipment are all collected by him from the ships defeated by Z. Aokiji gives Luffy's team the permanent magnet compass that leads to the final endpoint that Z is heading to. Aokiji says that he wants to see the final result, then he leaves. The Thousand Sunny ship has also been repaired by Frankie and everyone is ready to fight Z. On the way to the last endpoint, Luffy's group was thwarted by Z's subordinates. However, Luffy's ship fired gound cannons and wiped out Z's army. Everyone continued to fight the rest of Z's subordinates. In a short time, Nami's group managed to defeat all of Z's low-ranking soldiers easily. However, the pacifistas attacked them, and these pacifistas were upgraded more advanced than 2 years ago. Frankie used his robots and took down the pacifistas easily with just one laser, which impressed Chopper Usopp Brook. Sanji continued to confront Binz and Zoro met Aang again. Aang says that she will fight for Z's plan even if she dies. However, Zoro senses her hesitation and rushes to attack Aang. Aang seems at a disadvantage when confronting Zoro, and she uses her devil fruit powers to stop Zoro, but to no avail. Aang continued to attack Zoro with his weapons, but all to no avail. Finally, Zoro used his 3-sword move to glide past Aang and knock her out. Sanji dodged Binz's moves and attacks at lightning speed. Then Sanji burst into flames and attacked Binz repeatedly with extreme power, and this caused Binz to be taken down collapse instantly. At this time, Nami, Robin, Chopper and Brook were returned to their original state and they went to Luffy. At this time Luffy found Z and they started a duel. Z blocked Luffy's attack with his sea-kicking arm, then Luffy punched Z repeatedly, causing him to injure. Finally, Luffy switched to the state of Gear 2, attacking Z, and this caused a huge explosion. Z's Seastone weapon arm was punctured and shattered by Luffy's attack. Everyone witnessed Luffy and Z's fight. Z used Haki on 2 arms and attacked Luffy, causing him injury. Luffy also attacks Z back with punches, but it seems that both of them are down and tired. Eventually Z collapses because he is old, so he no longer has the strength to fight Luffy. Z says Luffy gets his hat back and can end his life, but Luffy says he doesn't need Z's life. Everyone gathered here, but at this moment Kizaru appeared and said he would kill them all. Z said he would stop the navy for Luffy's group to escape because Z had done what he wanted and now he will pay for his deeds. Aang stopped Z, but she was stopped by Aokiji. The Dyna Stones were also frozen by Aokiji to prevent them from exploding. The Battle of Luffy and Z ends here. If you see the movie is commented well, please give me 1 subscribed and 1 like for this video so that I am motivated to make good videos for you. Thank you and goodbye.